Hello, Sammy here. I am just going to talk again about the intercultural interaction. This is the third vlog, and it's going to be about kind of the education system of the individual that I chose for this whole project. Again, her name is Jin or Ji Eun Kim, and anyways, she is from South Korea. And her education system, well, South Korea's education system is a whole lot different than ours, I found out. Um, I had an interview with her the other day and asked her a bunch of questions about it, kind of to get an idea of what it was like to go to school there and what it was like growing up and moving through the school systems, and then what it was like coming here for her. So I started off asking her how the school system starts out and like what it's like in there. And I just had a bunch of specific questions for her. Some of the questions were, well, first I'll tell you about her school system and then I'll tell you about the other things. Anyways, so they have like a primary school, which is kind of like our elementary. And then they have secondary, which is kind of like middle school, and then high school, which is just like our high school. Their hours are different. She said when she was younger, she remembers going. So we go to school Monday through Friday, and she remembers going to school Monday through Friday, and then some days she would have to go on Saturdays, which it's outlawed now. They can't do that. But and she said that some schools will still do it, but it's like illegal, I guess. But I think it was because they did it was because the parents were kind of like wanting them to do it. Anyways, well, she also said that for elementary and middle school, they had to wear uniforms. They were like really strict about it. And when she went to primary school, they had to wear uniforms. Her hair had to be cut. She went to school with other girls, no boys. And I think, yeah, she went to primary until she was 13 and then moved on to secondary school. What was I going to say? Their schooling is like way stricter than ours. Um, she said that when she would come home, it would basically be like part of her family life too. Her, she, I guess she had, what was I saying? Anyways, in her middle school, she still had to wear uniforms and everything, but when she came home, her family life was kind of oriented around her and her sister's education. And she only has one older sister or one younger sister, and then she's the oldest one. But yeah, like anything they would do, they would get home, they would study. Their mom and dad were like really strict about it, and I guess that's how everybody's families were. Whereas here, like people come home, do homework, and then that's basically it. All right, but I'll start answering these other questions. When I asked her what motivated her to learn different things either in school or out of school, she was talking more about her parents and not really herself. She was, I think she said her dad was like super strict about it and wanted her to do wanted her to focus on specific things like math when she went to school. Also, they had to learn English was a requirement, and they learned it in like third grade on. And you had to be fluent in it. You had to write in it. We don't require a second language until high school, and then you don't even have to like learn it fluently. Well, anyway, so yeah, her parents were the big motivation for her. She said I don't know, she said that she's like more into like fashion and everything, but her major here is accounting. And when I asked her what she wanted to do and why she wanted to do that, she said she wanted to do accounting because her parents kind of like told her that that would get her a good job. And she said if she studied here in the U.S. and you go back, you have a way better chance at getting a job than you would if you studied there and took classes there after high school. And I guess to get into secondary school and high school, they had to take big examinations. Like we took the ACT and stuff to get into college. Well, they had to take that in order to get into different schools, and then they have to take it again after high school. But I guess their test is like we compared the ACT and her test, and she studied for a whole heck of a lot longer than I ever had to study for the ACT. I don't even think I studied. We just took a ACT prep class in high school, and they study like so hard for it. When I asked her how intelligence was defined in their culture, she said that that was basically like the whole entire thing. Like you have to be smart to get through any school. You have to be smart to get a job. You have to be smart if your family doesn't have money. That way you can get a good job and kind of like disperse the money and get a good mate or like marry and have kids, support your whole family, and um, but yeah, and like I guess dating wasn't a big thing for her back in her culture because you have so much time at school. Um, when I asked her what some difference were in terms of instruction between the types of schools she went to, well, she started talking about when she went here, and then from there, I guess, like when you get to secondary and high school, instead of you moving from classroom to classroom, the teachers will move from classroom to classroom and you stay in that one room. Whereas here, we're all over the place, especially on campus. Like, you move everywhere. You're in different classrooms all the time. And she said there it was stricter with different like curriculum. They really expected you to know the information. Where here you're kind of like stuck in it. Nobody, I don't know. I feel like nobody really cares if you learn it or if you don't. It's really up to you. Um, there's not as much social pressure on us as there was or seemed to be with her. And she also was talking about the uniforms and when she had to wear those, but now she doesn't. Here, she can wear whatever she wants, and she really likes it, which I can understand because she's always shopping and doing things. When I asked her the cultural expectations of education beyond mandatory education, it was kind of the same thing with like high school and college. It wasn't really mandatory for them to go to college, but it was mandatory for them to go through primary, secondary, and high school. But when they got to college, like I guess um, you could either get into one of their top, it's called like a Sky University or something in South Korea, and or you could go to a university here, or you could just not go to college at all. But if you didn't go to college, then you had a really rough time. Your parents don't expect that you be living with them once you come back from college, and I don't know, it's just like I don't know. But she also said that the Sky College or the other like the college there was more of like if you go to college there, you're just there to party kind of. But if you come to college here or somewhere else, like in the UK, you're there to study and get work done. But yeah, so that's basically it. I know I talked forever, and I'm sorry, but yeah, that was just weird to hear about the things that they do, and expectations here are, I feel, way lower than they are over there, and I almost feel bad, but I mean, they're learning, so I guess that's a good thing. Yeah, but see you later.